there are different purposes for questions in science, and I want to focus in on what we're going to talk about today. Some of those questions have to do with obtaining the state of a system or process information about a system. And so to take a very simple example, what is the river discharge today, or noting that the river discharge is high today, is a bit of information that tells us something about the state or the process that's going on. And that's going to be critically important to a monitoring program, for example. There may be questions that we pose that are meant to provoke thought, and there's a variety of reasons why we might want to do that in a classroom setting, for example, and even within a research proposal. And I'll suggest how and why you might want to do that in a few minutes. So we could ask the question, for example, what would happen if we increase river discharge? But neither of those two questions, previous questions, really kind of lead to what I think is a better research question, and those are questions that we want to ask to frame an experiment or to frame a research project. And so, for example, very simply, will an increase in river discharge cause bank erosion, for example? So what's important about that latter question? What distinguishes it? And indeed, what makes for a good research question? And I'm going to argue that really it all boils down to the first bullet on this slide, and that's asking a question that leads to something that is testable. A good research question, and really the key to any research question,